Get out of your own way. So this video is for attorneys who have been thinking about using flat fees, maybe read The Happier Attorney, maybe read Mark Chin's book, Dumping the Billable Hour, maybe tried it in one or two cases, but haven't jumped, haven't fully committed to doing it. And here's what's happening. You're getting in your own way. And I say this with so much respect and so much love. What we do as people, I think, there's normal people and then there's attorneys. And we get so in our way because of fear. Now, you can say it's concerns. You can say, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? All of those things boil down to fear. And what we do then is we say it has to be perfect before I start. We don't actually say perfect, but I have to have this lined up, I have to have this lined up, I have to know all of the things, I have to know all of the hows. Now, before somebody loses their mind, knowing the hows is important. My last video was all about attorneys just jumping in without knowing any of the hows and wondering why it's not going to work, why it's not working. Okay, that's not a good idea. That's not a good idea. But then there's the other segment of attorneys who have been following me for 5 years and are like, oh yeah, or I've gotten your book, I have to read it, or I've read it, but I haven't. Okay. And what's happening is perfectionism is a great place to hide. Because if it has to be perfect before I start, guess what? I don't ever have to do. I never have to start. And yet, psychologically, I'm like patting myself on the back going, I'll do it, I'll do it. I'm not giving up on this. I just need it to be, when it's this. Okay? Don't do that. Yes, learn the recipe. Yes, learn how to do it, please. If you have any questions on that, go to happierattorney.com. Read Mark Chin's Dumping the Billable Hour. And then go. When you are about 70% of the way ready, start. Because the best way to learn how to do something is to do it. Hopefully have a roadmap, have a recipe, but you have to do it. There's no substitute for that. I can read how to write a book all day long. That's not a substitute for getting my rear end out on a bike and learning how to ride a bike. Okay? This is absolutely no different. So, yes, know what the issues are. Yes, know how. Spend some time and money learning how. And then you have to do it. You have to do it. Know that the resistance is going to come up. It's just fear. The resistance of, oh my gosh, nobody's going to hire me. Oh my gosh, this isn't going to work, and I'm going to get in ethics trouble, and I'm going to lose my practice. Okay, none of that's going to happen if you have at least some idea of what you're doing, and you are dedicated, and you keep trying. And your ego's not in it, so you're not attached to, oh, I'm going to, this is my way. You're able to adjust and go, okay, that didn't work. I'm going to pull back and try it a different way. In Attorneys and Flat Fees, my Facebook group, somebody had asked a question, and I answered along with a couple other people. Now, I knew at least 2 of the other people who answered this question have used flat fees exclusively for over a decade each. Okay? I have used flat fees for over 15 years. I've taught it to hundreds of other attorneys for over 5 years, which I've learned more teaching other attorneys than I ever did practicing on my own. Plus these other people, like there was a wealth of information, and we all told him the same thing. We all gave him the same exact, very specific answer. And his reply was, I'm going to do it my way. Okay. And I don't know this person, I don't know what the attitude or the energy was. If it was, hey, I want to try this and see how it works out, and if not, I'll try your way. Okay, that's one thing. But when we're attached to, and our ego gets involved of, no, I'm right and I got to do it this way, you're going to get yourself in trouble. And ask me how I know this, okay? Just this morning, I'm working on a project, and I think I know quite a bit about it, but it hadn't been working for me. Something was off. So I hired an expert to come in and tell me, okay, what am I missing? What am I not seeing? Because, when we're this close, we don't see it. So I specifically hired this expert to come in and evaluate what the problem was. So she gave me her answer. I think this is what the problem is. Let's change this and this. And I kind of freaked out. I was like, well, what about this? And what about this? And what about this? And she's like, okay, time out. You're overthinking your way with all of the this and the this and the this and the this and the this. Didn't work. Let's try it this way. And if it doesn't work, then we can come back and adjust and so forth. So I'm right there with you, friends. I do the same thing, okay? But I instantly saw, she said that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm doing exactly what I preach against, So we're all human, but come back to center. Come back to center. But start. And then treat it like a science experiment. Get your ego out of it. This has nothing to do with you being smart. This has nothing to do with you being smart. Get your ego out of it. Try it. See how it works. Adjust. Try it again. Adjust. Try it again. Okay? And work out the bugs. Okay? And just keep trying. But do not tell yourself, I'll do this when. You're just lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself, and you're really, really harming yourself. Forget the benefits of flat fees. I mean, they're amazing. They'll change your practice. They'll change your life if you do it properly. I mean, unlike anything you've ever seen. But when you are lying to yourself and you're telling yourself, I'll do it someday, that's a lot of energy that's being wasted. So I would really encourage you, you know what, or get off the pot. There's not ever going to be a great time. There's not ever going to be extra money. There's not ever going to be this, like, oh, I have a week free in my schedule to learn about flat fees. That's not ever going to happen. So if you're interested in this, go. Go. Get the knowledge. Learn the hows. I would encourage you to fast track it by taking the Happier Attorney course. But even if you don't, go. And start it when you're at 70%. Otherwise, you're just wasting a lot of energy, okay, whether you're conscious of it or not. All right? Hope this helps. Take care, y'all.